Okay, welcome to video 4 in our Camera Basics course. So let's talk about the optimal recording settings that you should be using to capture the best quality video that you can every time you shoot. This is the most technical part, and honestly, it turns a lot of people off because they're like, it's too complicated, and girl, I get it. I was you, but I'm gonna keep it simple and straightforward so we can just get through it together. So one of the first decisions you need to make when you're about to film is deciding what your recording settings will be. So what are the settings that you can choose from and why would you choose one over another? Let's have a look. So open the menu of your camera and hit the first camera icon. The first option you'll have is image quality. Go across again and you'll see file format. Here you'll have quite a few options, XAVC, HS 4K. I know, it sounds like something from the Matrix, but basically here is where you're selecting whether you want to shoot in 4K or HD. So how do you choose? Well, sometimes your SD card will choose for you. Slower SD cards with not a lot of storage space will often mean that 4K is not even available for you to select. So you'll have to shoot in HD or high definition. Filming in 4K means the file sizes will be quite large as more information is collected in each frame of your shot. I'll almost exclusively film in 4K as I often have clients who want the horizontal version of video for the websites and YouTube, but then they also want a vertical version for social media as well. So filming in 4K allows me to crop the horizontal version of the video to produce a vertical reel without compromising on quality. But if you tried to crop in on a shot filmed in HD, it would be blurry as not as much information was collected. So then why would you ever shoot in HD? Well, sometimes if I'm filming long speeches or talks, I'll film in HD because you can imagine if a talk went for 2 hours, the amount of storage I'd need if filming in 4K would be massive. So instead I opt for HD. And most of the times for things like talks or presentations, the clients don't want social media cut downs, they just want a solid video of their talk to look back on. Okay, so we've selected our resolution. The next step is to select your frame rate. If you go just one tab down, you'll find movie settings. Selecting this will then bring up record frame rate and record setting. Let's look at record setting first. These numbers look technical and I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know what some of them mean. But in most scenarios, you want to shoot at the highest numbers that you can here so that you get the most detail out of your image. A higher bitrate means more detail and better color, so I'll always opt for filming in 10-bit over 8-bit. Okay, so next let's look at record frame rate. Depending on your SD card here, you'll likely have 2 to 3 options, and this is where your previous selection of filming in PAL or NTSC will affect what numbers you see here. If you're filming in PAL, you'll see 25, 50, and 100p. If you're shooting in NTSC, you'll see 30, 60, and 120p. This number determines the amount of frames per second that your camera collects. I'm going to keep this pretty basic so as not to give you information overload, but basically 25 or 30p is what you should select if you know that you're not going to slow the footage down later on. This will give your footage a natural look, so movements and actions will look natural to the human eye, just like the footage that you're seeing now. Select 50 or 60p if you will want to slow the footage down later. So by doubling this number, you're doubling the amount of frames collected per second, giving you the option to slow the footage down in a way that looks smooth and natural to view. And you can still play 50 or 60p at normal speed and it will still look natural. So you don't need to slow it down just because you've filmed it in 50p. You know, it doesn't mean you have to slow it down later. Now, importantly, and I mean importantly, you need your shutter speed to be double whatever your frame rate is. So if you're here and you select 25p, your shutter speed should be 1/50th. And if you select 50p, your shutter speed should be 1/100th, yes. To change your shutter speed, exit out of the menu and use the back dial until you reach the desired number. You can also change your shutter speed in the menu. Okay, congrats, you've gotten through the super technical and boring part. In the next video, we're going to talk about a few more important settings that you can play around with, so follow along in video 5.